What do I get off on in business? Trying to make tax as low as possible legally for our clients. I love it, trying to look at structures and angles and communication with clients to make it legal, but really think about it. And we drive our team here at the Tax Champions to think about tax and how it can create good long-term value for our clients legally. There's one thing though that we tell our clients, and it is a key to having business intuition to grow a decent business, and that is that you have to pay it. You've got to accept it and you have to pay it in business, especially if you've got a growing small business. So here's a little story I want to tell you about a fella who couldn't accept it and really struggled. Again, with business intuition, a key ingredient is going to be just the acceptance of tax. If you can't accept that you're going to pay tax, go and find something else to do in a growing small business. So we had a client, brilliant client, growing in the retail industry. Like, retail these days is so tough. It only seems the big retailers are doing well, and to do it well these days, you've really got to understand the advertising of retail. You need to probably do it on a pretty big scale these days as well. This fella had it. Growing small business, growing like wildfire. He understood advertising, he understood marketing, he knew his product, he had his suppliers under control. There was one thing with his business intuition he didn't have in check to really grow off the scale into an absolute multi, and that was the acceptance of tax. So the fella had a number of outlets, and stock was a big part of his business. So in a growing small business, you've got to understand that stock and the counting of that stock, as it grows and grows and grows, it means your business is growing and you're gonna pay more tax. So accept it if you've got that type of a business. He couldn't accept it, he couldn't handle it, and he wanted to fudge his figures. So what did he do? As the business grew, he put in lower stock levels, didn't he? Put them in as lower stock levels, accepted it, and what happened? His stock levels were so much lower on what he was recording to what was actually happening in the business, and he ran into serious issues when third parties started to come and look at his business and see what it looked like on the open market. So we're talking about a business now that's worth sort of $6-7 million on the open market, and he's putting in lower stock figures than actually was in those stores. So what was the end game for this silly fellow who couldn't accept that he had to pay income tax along the way? I estimated that he could have sold that business with correct stock figures, with all of the bean counters and the lawyers looking over that business and making sure everything was in its place. I reckon it could have been sold for about 16 million bucks, and I think the fella in the end paid about received about 8 or 9 million bucks. Now that's a little bit of hearsay there, because he left us, couldn't cope with the fact that the acceptance of tax and putting in correct stock figures in a growing small business, especially in retail, you absolutely have to do. You got to pay tax. Our best clients understand it, they accept it, and they know that long term, what is the key is their business growing is going to be looked at by third parties, banks, interested buyers, sometimes private equity, and they'll look at all the figures, and what matters is those figures are correct, and to do that, you've got to accept tax. So business intuition, part of it is the acceptance of paying income tax. The tax champs will reduce it as far as we can, but legally, you still got to pay it. So pay it. Ciao.